Welcome to another episode of Bucket List Coach Web Show Live, and we're going gratitude style. Well, hello. This is Cindy, your host of Bucket List Coach Web Show Live. Make sure you follow me on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. And follow me at where'scindynow.com, which is Bucket List Coach Web Show Live on YouTube. If you subscribe to this video, comment to this video, and you share on either Facebook or LinkedIn, I'll gift you a 5-night hotel stay. So a little bit about the show. We have 2 dates in the dash. So we have the day that we're born and the day that we pass away. What are you doing in between that time? So in just 1 minute, I'll introduce my guests. And they are definitely making the most of the dash here in beautiful Huntington Beach, California. So what I do for a living is I am a client retention specialist. So I work with realtors and small business to help them be top of mind with the gratitude gift. And also a big plug, all things HB. So if you'd like more information about all things HB, please reach out to me. And also I have a small business concierge at Surf City Concierge. So I help with travel, I help with marketing, and also a digital business card. If you'd like to learn how to podcast just like this, I have a class for that as well. So this show was inspired by Anthony Bourdain. He was a chef just like me. I was a chef for 25 years before I got into marketing and now travel. So this show is all inspired by him. And of course, a big plug to National Day Calendar. Celebrate every single day and download the National Day Calendar app. Today is National Waffle Day. And Sunday is National Red Wine Day. And this month is Happiness Happens Day. And also on, I believe, next Wednesday is Eat Outside Day. So definitely support your local Huntington Beach business. So Natalie, let's go into your story, a little story on why you practice gratitude and also your job there at City Hall.
Absolutely. So I have practiced gratitude for a really long time for lots of different reasons. I know, we talked about this last year at Surf City Splash on January 1st. We talked a little bit about the new year and the city. And one thing that I mentioned during my little talk there was about this is the year of gratitude. Because even though we were in kind of a difficult, coming out of a difficult time with the pandemic and also so many other things, really, if it's kind of a reframing, if we can look at things with how we're grateful and practice that, I think it can change the way that we see everything. Even as, of course, we know we're going to have hard times sometimes. Things change throughout life, but as we have those ups and downs, if we have gratitude as well and practice that, then it really changes how we see everything. And I thought that was a great way for us to kind of just kick off the year. I know for myself, I taught yoga before as well. And, that practice of yoga for me came with a practice of gratitude. I know every morning before I wake up, before I get up, before I pick up my phone, I think of 3 things that I'm grateful for from the day before. And it really helps reset my mind and remind me what's important, regardless of what's coming at me, once I get up or look at the phone or listen to the news. And so that's kind of why I really take gratitude as such an important way that I live my life. And you did mention to just talk about what I do a little bit in the city. I'm a mom here. I have my own business in the city, but I've also lived here my whole life. But I've also been fortunate enough in 2020 to be elected to the city council, just to really continue that work and also doing a lot of different nonprofit work in the city as well. So those are some of the things that I've done.
Barbara.
Yes, here I am.
So tell my audience how you practice gratitude in Huntington Beach every single day, every single month, every single year, and how you add abundance to Natalie and everybody that you work with.
Oh, wow. What a great question. I will say this kind of explains it for me. I was online at I think an El Pollo Loco, and it was probably 7:30, 8 o'clock, really past dinner time. And I was hungry and tired. and I was kind of like this in the car.
Yeah.
And it was taking way too long, And I thought, well, nothing I can do about it. I'm here. And I get to the window, and the lady says, "Oh, the car before you paid for your dinner." Oh my! I can't even tell you. I almost started crying. I just almost lost my mind. And why it was so. What happened in that moment is it changed my whole chemistry. I literally could feel my body, I don't know, getting happy or whatever. And I think what happened for me that evening was so many people every day are busy, 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 being moms, being dads, going to work, taking care of their dogs, whatever. Kids are sick, you're trying to do all this stuff. And we kind of miss out on that. So it took something so out of the norm to get my attention. I will say I have probably worked on this for a very long time. I was fortunate to meet up with Julia Cameron many years ago. It's been a long time. It's probably been 20 years ago. She did morning pages. And then even before then, I was involved with just writing and being aware of gratitude. And one of the things I noticed is when I came from that place, I'm not going to say things were just showed up, but it just seemed a little bit easier. I felt like I wasn't doing it by myself. Maybe that's the way to do it. And then I'm a realtor by trade, and one of the things that I really appreciated about my business and what I do is I get to be with people in their homes, and I honor and value that, because you don't get to go in very many people's homes. They do, and I have tremendous respect for that. And so I usually took it very personally when someone didn't list their house with me, even though I tried not to and offer all the best. And, I just did that. I did that. As I got more mature in the business, I understood it better. Okay. But there's so many areas of life. And Huntington Beach, I think, is an amazing and abundant city. We have an awful lot here. And as I've lived in the city longer, I realized that not everybody uses all the opportunities that we have here. And sometimes it helps if you have children. You don't have to, but the reason I say that is we have amazing parks. We have these facilities at Central Park, the adventure place. The park system just recently put in a new structure, for the kids to play on. And I totally could see myself at 10 years old playing on that. It's not hard for me to envision something like that. But we have the equestrian center.
Yes.
We have Boeing engineers that volunteer to help kids in young ages and talk about engineering and things like that. We have churches galore. You can take surfing lessons if you want to. You can take painting lessons at the art center. You can take horse riding lessons if you want. I mean, there is just so much available to us. And I think sometimes what happens is we focus on what's not working rather than seeing the abundance that's really in our city. And the only way we have all these wonderful things, quite honestly, are the people who went before us and thought that out. I mean, they're the ones who put in the parks, and they're the ones who put in the schools and a lot of these areas that we benefit from today. And for that, I'm truly grateful. As far as city council, I would just say my gratitude is, one, getting to serve and getting to meet the people that I got to meet. The other ability that it has given me is to really reach out into regional areas, not just my own city. And I will tell you, and people who know me well know this, but I will tell you, I couldn't be more proud being the mayor or being a city council member. I feel in a way almost like the hostess of the city. And I bring that, I guess I was thinking of the word, I don't know, proud. That's not, I don't want to say proudness. I'm trying to say um, just an appreciation for the city that I represent. And um, and I've always felt like, what is it that maybe we can help you with, or vice versa? And I must say, since I've been on council, serving in Orange County has been a real joy to interact with the other cities, because here's an example, something really big and bodacious to solve. Okay, homelessness. Not one city is going to do that by themselves. Now, I will say my own city, our city, Huntington Beach, has done some amazing things, but we couldn't have done it without other people helping us. Other cities have done amazing things. And I got to always give a shout out to my next door service, our next door city, Costa Mesa, because they helped us in the very beginning with helping us get our task force together and everything. So to me, it's just this opportunity to share all these good things. And I notice when I share that kind of, when I come from abundance like that, I'm better mentally and emotionally. It's easier for me to encourage other people to do that. And it's way easier for me to buy dinner for somebody else or a cup of coffee or whatever.
So, what are some tips of things that people can do on a daily or weekly basis to make a difference in somebody else's life?
Go ahead.
I think, some of the things have already been mentioned, even like buying the food for somebody or a coffee for somebody in line in front of you. Things as small as opening the door for somebody, looking them in the eyes. I know Cindy and I had spoken earlier a little bit about just smiling at everybody that you see. When I go walking, when I get the opportunity to go walking in the morning, it's always so interesting because I like to try to say hello to everyone, and not everybody's in the mood, right? But I feel like I don't need it reciprocated. Of course, it's lovely when it happens, but it's really a gift that you're giving, and if you don't expect anything to be returned, you don't know what people are going through, but you don't know what that smile or that hello, that's, the eye contact might do for somebody. I think that's a really big deal. Also, when I was going through breast cancer, actually now 7 years ago, so a while ago, I would get, and you could do this even when somebody isn't experiencing this, but just cards in the mail that were not about that. They were just like, I hope you're having a nice day, and I'm grateful for you, and these types of things. Because oftentimes we think like, I should do that, but it's almost like just having this little set of thank you cards or notes, blank notes with pre-stamped stuff where you can just send it out. And if it's just a text, or like you mentioned, I think a little video, anything that you actually do, I think that's a really important thing. And one last thing, I was at a coffee shop the other day with my husband. We don't normally get a moment like that. And I had gone back inside to pick up my drink. And as I was walking in, this little girl and her dad were walking out, and the door was about to close. She had to have been 3, maybe 4 years old. And she saw me coming, and she ran back to the door, and she opened it for me and like looked me in the eyes. And everybody that was around was like, oh, and I mean, it was such a neat moment. You could see the like pride in the dad's eyes, because he did not tell her to do that. She just did it.
God, wow.
And like, that little things like that. Like a gentleman, I was just at the grocery store. He dropped all of his peaches on the ground, and a number of us ran up and picked his peaches up for him. And it's those little things, I feel like. And, and I don't know if we think the same things about all the different things and whatever, it doesn't matter. It's just being kind. And so just those little moments, I think, were helpful.
Yeah, because the minute that I met you guys on the 1st, I actually sent a card and a gift within, I think, a week's time of seeing you guys. So that's super important to be top of mind and be trusted and remembered. So I'm going to talk about some of the things I do. I like to call 5 people a day to express gratitude. Not about, are you ready to travel? Are you ready to market? It's just, this is Cindy. I want to let you know I love you and appreciate you. Lee Love, we actually do it all the time on a daily basis. We call, hey, I'm out to a meeting, but I just wanted to let you know I appreciate you and tell me the best thing about this morning. Then so we'll share that. When you order from a food app like Grubhub or one of those, immediately after you eat, call the manager or owner, tell them you had a great meal. Let's see, Melissa Murals, I want to do a shout out to her. She's been doing so many great things for our city, and I'll be promoting again her next paint party that she does at Sea Legs. I'd like to do a shout out to Superstars. It's the networking group that I'm a part of. We have one in Huntington Beach and also Fountain Valley. If you love muscle cars, definitely check out Surf City Classics. And if you want to get together with friends, with coworkers, start doing things together. And one thing that you could do is a paddleboard lesson or surf lesson with Rocky McKinnon over at McKinnon Surf and Sup Lessons. Also, be a member of Surf Rider, support the Surf Rider Foundation, take your friends and family and collaborate together on a beach cleanup. And of course, the 20th of this next month is California Surfing Day. And of course, a big plug to my friends over at the museum. It's another great Huntington Beach bucket list. What would you like to add to my list?
Myself? Well, I will, I don't know. I was just trying to think, what can I say to you to respond? I will tell you something very special that happened yesterday. This is sort of, this really left me I almost felt like I was hugged. I was sitting with a resident who wasn't happy. And that's okay. That's okay that we do that. That's what we do. And this lady came around, kind of, there was a what am I trying to say? Piece of, like, a wall. And so I didn't quite see her. And then she said, are you Barbara Del Glaze? And I said, yes. And I quite honestly, I wasn't sure whether she was going to anyway. She said, I just want to say to you, I'm so grateful for the service that you have provided our city. And I almost fell off my chair, only because I wasn't in that frame. And I told her how grateful I was that she said that to me, and that she really made my day. And Cindy, you just kind of did the same thing. I think sometimes by, I'm sure, reaching out to people with your 5 things of the day, in a way, it shocks them, but it shocks them in a good way, because they go, oh, wow, look at Cindy just told me she loved me. And again, I think it really, truly does change our chemistry. Yes. And chemistry goes out into the universe. And I think it does good things myself. So, but I can, the other thing that would be fun to do with a group of people, I think I've done this, is the wine. It doesn't have to be wine, but I mean the Pinot painting. I've had some friends do that, and it's just a group of people, and every painting's your own. So something like that's fun.
Let's talk about the website.
Absolutely. So I was telling Cindy, right before this, what's the best site to let people know about? And I really think that it's our surfcitybreak.com website, because we want people to feel connected in the community and to know where to go to get the best information. And here you have a community calendar for many things throughout the city, both from community and library services, also, from our visitors bureau, and just everything. So many things are there, things to do in the city. And also there's normally a message on there from our mayor, where she talks about, there it is, the mayor's update for August. The mayor's corner, she will talk about what's been going on in the city. And, so often I talk to people and they're like, how do I find out what's happening? And this is really such a great platform and location to be able to be connected to so many different things. Here you also see, we have, our shows that are on our YouTube channel, which, really shows a lot of the history of Huntington Beach, with Chris Epting and also Matt Liffring, and the shows that they've been producing for us. And it's just really a great centralized location to find a lot of information about the community, and really a lot of factual information about what's going on too. And I think that's really important as well. I did want to say something though, on the gratitude line too. I think that in addition to gratitude, I think the other thing is maybe this can also be the year or maybe next year of generosity as well. Because with that, this generosity of spirit, of time, of service, one thing that I think we can all do, there's little and big ways to give back. And that's, we have so many great service organizations here as well, like Robin's Nest helping our homeless youth. Robin Wood just does such a great job, and so does her whole team and community. Also the McKenna-Clare Foundation for Pediatric Brain Cancer Research. You already mentioned Surfrider. We have our Friends of the Library, which I got to spend some time with this week. Also, our Urban Forest, Shipley Nature Center, Secret Garden, all of those folks as well, and our Central Park Collaborative, and throughout the city. So I think getting connected with any one of these groups or doing something on your own to give back. And one last thing there too, so much of this is about making good habits, but I think it's also breaking habits. So another idea might be, you might go the same direction or take the same path every day when you go do certain things. And maybe you break out of that and change your route, because you might end up meeting somebody different than you normally meet. You might have a totally different conversation. And it's really about just expanding who you see, who you interact with, what the inputs that can come to you, and really just, being open and having that openness for abundance and in lieu of that lack of, I think where we come with lack, it's about blaming and being upset and irritated. If we come with that feeling of abundance, it really just changes everything. And my last thing would be just have conversations and dialogues with people. I know as a city, we're working on creating opportunities and platforms for people to do that. So look out for something exciting coming in October and also into next year. So pay attention for that. It'll be called the HB Community Cafe. Look out for it. Another opportunity to be face-to-face with our neighbors and develop relationships and to show how grateful we are for the opportunity to be with each other.
Well, at the end of the show, we could do some more shout outs, then we'll close out. But I like to do a TikTok and YouTube video, just like a minute or two. So I'm going to start the intro and then you guys can close. That way, when I edit this, it'll be just that part and then we could repurpose that.
Okay.
Well, hello. This is Cindy, your host at Bucket List Coach Web Show Live, coming to you every Wednesday afternoon, sharing, making the most of the dash. And today we're making the most of the dash in beautiful Huntington Beach, California. So one of the things I want to share today, when you're downtown, say hello to everyone that crosses your path, compliment someone on their nails, on their shoes, on their outfits. After you dine at a restaurant in Huntington Beach, make sure that you call them and say thank you. And you could even go the extra mile and send a thank you gift. I like to send a mug, a card, or a brownie to make a difference. And of course, think of local nonprofits that you could pay it forward to. Natalie.
Yes. So agree with all of those things. And, my thing is, hold the door open for people, look them in the eye, give them a smile. And as far as those nonprofits that you're talking about, I just wanted to kind of throw out a couple, which is Robin's Nest. I think they're doing just really incredible work in the community, especially now that we have, especially our middle school and high schoolers going back to school. I know that they have a lot of need, and check them out, see if you can give to them. And also wanted to shout out to McKenna-Clare Foundation for Pediatric Brain Cancer Research, who have raised millions of dollars to help fund research in our community. And they are born and bred living here. And just really these are examples of people who are doing great work and taking challenges and turning them around, and making agency to be able to make change in the community.
And make sure that you connect with me to schedule a lesson with McKinnon Surf and Sup Lessons. Also, if you want to do a museum tour, I could take you on that. And also join our local Surfrider Foundation. Barbara.
Well, I'd love to offer you, whoever's listening, lunch with the mayor. And that would be very fun. I've done that over the years and it's worked out quite well. Everything that you ladies both said were right on. I was thinking how, and I'm just using this as an example, but if let's say you can't go out, but you would still like to donate. A lot of our, like the youth shelter, buy a meal for them. You can, go call your favorite restaurant and they'll bring the food to them. And I thought that was pretty neat to do. Also, we do have, I think one of you said this, but we do have a lot of nonprofits within the city. And I just think surprising them with whatever works at the moment. And, Natalie, I want to come back to you. One of the games I play sometimes when I'm walking is you want the person coming towards you to smile. And a lot of times they don't want to, you can just tell. And so I kind of make it a game. But sometimes it's been fun because the people will tell you, I wasn't even going to smile, but you just were so obnoxious.
Yeah.
I just think, oh my gosh, just leaving Huntington Beach for the moment, but how grateful are we to have a bike path that's almost 10 miles long. And we just got a new banister throughout the whole city to be very proud of and very safe. That's something that's been in our prayers for a long time. And also I'd like to give a shout out to the ones who dedicate the reverends and the pastors and the priests and the nuns and whoever of that arena. Thank you for your willingness to be there for all of us, no matter what it is, and the chaplains and such. It really, really does make a difference, being loved and nurtured especially when times are challenging, but when they're fun too, we must celebrate. So I want to say thank you, Huntington Beach. There's no better city to celebrate in. I mean, my gosh, we have a parade, we have fireworks, right? We have air shows. Treat yourself to the page that Natalie talked about, the Surf City Break. My goodness, we can't. Certainly, we can promote more, but that would be a good one to get started. So thank you, and thank you so much, Cindy and Natalie. It was lovely to spend some time with you this afternoon.
Yeah, I want to add a few more things. And our first responders, Huntington Beach Fire and the police department, they're there every single day taking care of the beautiful city of Huntington Beach. And closing out, I'm going to start first. Let's talk social media etiquette. So when you are on social media, try to keep it positive. If you see somebody's social media post, do not 100% do not talk down to them at all whatsoever. Keep it positive. And pay it forward to local businesses. Go to a local business, have a meal, do a video. And a matter of fact, today is Duke Kamanamoko's birthday, over 100 and some years. So go to our local Huntington Beach Dukes, or if you're in Hawaii, go to the Oahu one and celebrate and thank the managers and all the staff there that they're doing a great job to carry on the legacy of Duke Kamanamoko. How about you, Natalie? What would you like to talk about social media?
I mean, I think that first off, doing reviews for businesses that you go to, restaurants, and also not just doing social media, but telling people about them in person as well. As far as, I guess, being positive on social media, it can be a really difficult place. And it kind of urges people to be more negative, I think. But we have control and agency over that. And I know that I read that Abraham Lincoln, who did not have social media, but when he would get upset, he would write a letter and then he would put it to the side. And then he would look at it the next day after some time had lapsed, and he would normally burn the letter. But he got to write it, get it out, and burn it. And I think that it might do us all well to give ourselves a little bit of space and not react right away, but take time to write it maybe offline. Think if you want to share it or not, and then do that. I think that would be a great way to go.
Barbara.
Social media really has certainly brought its challenges to all of us. But I will say one of the things I really love doing is, and it's not just me, somebody else may be posting something amazing or insightful or different. And I do my best to give them credit. I love to share that because I think good things like that should be shared. Something recently I've been doing, and probably Chris Epting is the one who started it, but where I grew up back east, there's a few people that do a similar thing. And I got to tell you, it's been the really fun for me to go and look at those pages, partly because I left in the late 60s. So a lot of people are gone, but I've actually gotten really pretty close to like my neighbor who lived next door to me. I thought that was pretty neat. I think also too, it can really be a time of, I noticed a lot of people share sad things.
Mm-hmm.
And what I'm taking from that often is they're sharing because they really could use support or love or encouragement, or they're just having a tough time. And I do appreciate the way people generally respond. And I'll use an example of GoFundMe. I would say most of the time I've seen them be used for really, really special things, and I think I think that's a great way to engage the neighborhood or the community.
And I want to do one last shout out to two of my favorite photographers, Matt Leffering and Greg Furlong. Greg is at my surf lesson with Rocky McKinnon every time. I'm literally afraid of the ocean, and he's there capturing it and journaling it. What do you like to say about those two amazing men of abundance and photographers?
Well, I'll go. I've known Matt for a long time. I had good fortune because I've been a long, long time member of the chamber, and Matt has been everywhere. I mean, it's like, if I want to really need a picture from a forever ago, I'll call him. Greg just has a keen eye.
Yes.
Just a really keen eye. I love some of his work. And again, we get to see things because they were there. Does that make sense? Because they were there, we get to see it, and I'm grateful for that because I can't be everywhere. I try.
And for me, I'm a history major and a photographer. And so I think that they're doing those things, right? They are really creating, a visual documentation of our history. And it's really wonderful to be able to see things through their eyes, have that there, and have this record of who we are as a community now, before, and moving forward. And they do a wonderful job. I know Matt just celebrated his 40 years of doing this in the community, and that's such an incredible milestone, and we are really very appreciative of him and of Greg as well for all the work they do.
And before I put you in the green room, Chris Epting, what do you like to say about him?
Chris has done a great job, again, on the history piece. I've learned things on his show that he does for us that I'd never known before. You see plaques in certain spaces and how things were used in certain locations. And it's really been, it's been really neat to be able to learn about our city. And again, somewhere where I've lived my whole life. And then also, another thing, speaking of social media, to create that Hidden Huntington Beach Facebook group, really creating quite a community of people who are just really interested in the community in which they live, work, worship, or play, right? All these things. And he's provided that platform. And I think that's a really positive thing.
Okay. So we're going to close out. And at the end of the show, I always ask, what is one random act of kindness that you're going to perform this weekend? Natalie.
Oh, heavens, Betsy. I mean, I think I'm going to write some cards to people in thanks that maybe I haven't been as specific in giving them that thanks. I'm going to do that.
I like that. And I appreciate that about you. I am going to give things away that I have been clearing out in my home, and I'm grateful to do so.
I'm going to fly out to Las Vegas on Friday. So I'm spending a week in Las Vegas with the crew at National Day Calendar. We're going to talk about all these great things to mark off your list. And then I'm going to head out to LA to the corporate office of my travel agency. But what I'm going to do to pay it forward, one of my friends owns these little plastic smileys called Smiley 777. So I'm giving one to the pilot and everyone that I meet on the airplane.
Awesome.
Good. Yeah. Well, travel safe, have fun. You'll be in the clouds for a little while, I'm sure.
And check your mailbox.
Yes,
for you ladies here in the next week or two.
Here in Huntington Beach.
Thank you very much.
I'm going to pop you in a green room if you want to hang tight for 1 minute while I close out, and we'll chat for a few. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Much mahalo. Well, there you go. Make sure that you go here to this YouTube page and you could check out the amazing website here with the city. And as always, think of 5 people every single day to express gratitude, compliment people who cross your path, make those calls and videos of gratitude. And when you see a homeless person, buy them a sandwich, a cookie, and water, and make a difference. You do not know what people are dealing with. And every single day, celebrate every day. And you could celebrate every day by downloading the National Day Calendar app. And if you'd like to be a celebration ambassador with National Day Calendar, just reach out to me, 714-604-9246. And you can check out my website at bucketlesscoachtravel.com for anything travel. If you like to check out my concierge business, that's surfcityconcierge.com. Shaka, and head out to Duke's Huntington Beach and celebrate.